Yeah! Go! Go!
Hey guys, long time no see. I know I'm about 3 months late with this video, but better late than never, I guess. That's not even really a good thing to say at this point. But here I am, a little bit different format. You guys are gonna see me talking. I'm gonna put my little face down in the corner, just to make it a little bit more personal. I thought you guys might enjoy that since you haven't seen me in a while. And honestly, most of these vlogs are just, I don't know, random videos. So I don't know, but we got 15 minutes of rambling coming up, so let's just get into it. So, training vlogs. It has been a wild few months since the last time I made a training vlog. Coronavirus has just taken over the entire world, and there is nothing we can do about it, really. Yeah, so this is kind of like a backlog of the past few training cycles since all that stuff has kind of taken off. I believe this is kind of February and March training primarily. Like I said, just trying to catch up with all this stuff and fill you guys in on what's been going on in my life, kind of a life update, if you will. So yeah, I guess starting off, these are just kind of the highlights of the past couple months, you know. In previous training vlogs, you guys got to see a lot of the ups and downs of everything that was going on. This is really just the good stuff for the most part. There's no titles, there's nothing telling you how much weight I'm lifting or what balls I'm throwing or how far they're going, but just kind of want to show you guys what my training has been like the past couple months if you guys have not seen via Instagram. So I guess kind of starting off 8K hammer for the most part. This whole first 3 weeks of this video, like I said, 8K hammer, kind of still working my way up in weight at this point. I went from 16-pound hammer, set a personal best, or well, like a seasonal best for the time that it happened. Last training vlog I think that I posted, and then with this 8K hammer, set a nice personal best at the end of the training block, and yeah, so. Overall, like I said, this is a random measure of stuff: sprinting, jumping, throwing, lifting, just random stuff thrown together to kind of show you guys, like I said, what's been going on. So, yeah, these past few training blocks have been pretty good. I'm in the best shape of my life, and so kind of really bummed out at the whole coronavirus thing because, like I said, 16 seasonal best. 8K personal best. Later on in the video, you'll see a 9K personal best, a 10K personal best, a 16-pound personal best. Like I was on fire for a couple months here, and then like literally like right at the end of the video is where things started shutting down. The whole coronavirus lockdown thing started happening. Crazy times, no doubt about it. But you know, gotta roll with the punches as best as you can. You can see right here snatching, I think this is a 110K, and then you have a miss over the back at 115K, like I said. So this is probably some of the best training I've ever done in my life that I've strung together on a good couple blocks, and it was, I don't know, it was a fun time. I was really looking forward to the season, and I still am doing my best to kind of train as much as I can to stay in shape just in case there is any sort of semblance of a season later this year, if there's a U.S. Championships, if there's any sort of international competitions, if there's even just anything like a Tucson Elite or like a, I don't know, just an Ironwood Classic or something like that, like a little small meet. Just, I would love to go compete at it and show you guys all the hard work that I've been putting in and really show you like how good training has been, because I'm kind of on another level right now compared to previous years. I don't know, I'm trying to keep myself humble here. Maybe that's what the coronavirus is for, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, most of these training videos are from my high intensity throwing sessions too. So like session 3, session 10, and then my slam sessions, which I've kind of talked about before. Like I said, technique is usually feeling pretty good. You saw a nice spill right there that jacked my left shoulder up, still dealing with that problem. But for the most part, been as healthy as can be, especially like I said with the whole coronavirus thing. They kind of shut down our sports medicine because they don't want any person-to-person contact, social distancing, all that stuff. So I've been trying to keep myself as healthy as possible while still getting my training in. And then yeah, it's a solid spot here. Can't remember exactly, 180 or 190. I don't know. I get into some pretty solid lifts, like I said, the snatching and the squats and stuff like that. I think I hit a 200 and 205K back squat. I did like 185 on some clean high pulls and stuff like that. Really good stuff. Technique has been kind of the same stuff that I've been focusing on in the previous training vlogs. Just trying to be as long and relaxed through the upper body and neck and shoulders and head as possible, and kind of really learning to work the hips and stay down on the ground and just let the hammer kind of do what it needs to do. The no whine 5-6 turn stuff is still some of the best stuff I think I can do for my technique right now, and I've continued to implement that when I do need to kind of tune up my technique a little bit. In this video, oh, that's not it. I don't know. I think one of my 8K PBs is coming up soon. Or maybe it would have been.
Yes.
I don't know. It's coming up soon. Yes. There's a couple more videos. This is like kind of like my pre-meet lifting, box jump or pre-slam session lifting, I should say. It would be my pre-meet lifting if I were to have a competition coming up. But like I said, not really the case right now. I think it's just some box jumps, some snatch, high pulls or snatches depending on how jacked up my shoulder is feeling, back squats, and pen lay rows, just kind of something to get the body going. It's kind of a deload, taper, whatever you want to call it. Because it's the same lifts, it's the same throws, it's the same technique, it's the same stuff over and over again. Distance and load changes a little bit from here to there, I wonder like how fresh I can actually make it, and like adding something like this in where you guys actually get to see me talking to the camera. This right here was my 8K PB. I posted that on Instagram. If you guys have not, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I suggest you go check it out because I post much more frequent training updates there. I post more frequent throwing videos on my story. I actually post on my timeline and stuff like that, and you guys can see what I've been up to since this coronavirus stuff has been going on. Really solid stuff. Like I said, finding a new gear, finding some new efficiency in the technique, like I said, working the hips and get a little bit more separation, being a little bit more patient, all that stuff is really coming together. Like I said, my new strength levels, squats, snatches, cleans, all that stuff is almost immediately paid off in my throwing, which is crazy. I didn't expect it to happen so soon. Like I said, some of these PBs that I set with like the 8K and the 9K, I didn't expect it to happen for another 2 or 3 cycles. And so I was like way ahead of schedule in terms of my planned out training year, if you will. So like I said, this is some really exciting stuff, and I'm excited to take the new fitness that I found now, my new shape, and kind of solidify it. The way it works for me at least is, at least so far in my career, I've pretty much PB'd every year. But what generally happens is 1 year I'll have a big personal best, and the next year I will be it'll be smaller personal best, but then it'll be much more consistent where my previous year's personal best was. So when I first moved out to the training center, I jumped up to 76, 96. Wasn't as consistent, but was consistent around 74, 75. The following year, this past year, I was much more consistent around 76 meters and only had a small personal best of 77.50. So this year, definitely more in the big personal best range, and then hopefully next year I will be much more consistent around what would have been my personal best. So yeah, really exciting times. I mean, bummed the Olympics are postponed, of course, but now I think this gives me a better shot to be in much more consistent shape next year, so I can really put myself in medal contention, hopefully at the Olympics. Of course, I have to go to the trials and make the team first, but even then, let's say if I can get consistent over the distances that I've been throwing lately, then I should be pretty solid. We'll see though. Like I said, a lot of things can happen over the next year. It's going to be tough to really control all the variables in my life to kind of replicate everything that's been going on this year. But I'm confident that I can make it happen. It's just going to take a lot of motivation, a lot of patience, and a lot of kind of mental toughness to keep things controlled, I guess, if you will, or at least to handle the variables as best as I can. So from that 8K, I moved on to the 9K hammer. And that's what most of these throwing videos have been since that 8K PB. Some of this lifting stuff, like I said, I think this was my heaviest lifting cycle that I had up until this point. And yeah, so the 9K is something for me in the past that I've always kind of struggled with. At least since moving to the training center, I've only thrown the 9K in like one cycle during a year, so I've never really set any big personal bests with it. In previous years, in 2017 and 2018, like I said, we would only throw it once, and I think my best was only like 63 meters, which when you're throwing 75, 76, 77 meters is not, it doesn't really correlate. So I really wanted to take that 9K this year and get it up to that elite level, that 66, 67, 68, and hopefully maybe 70 meters, which would be insane because that once again correlates to 80 to 82 to 83 meters. I don't know, we'll see. But 9K and heavier hammers are a little bit more of the focus during these training cycles. Like I said, 8, 9, 10, and then now I drop back down to the 8, and then now I'm back at the 9, where I'm trying to, like I said, try to set that big personal best with the 9K and solidify some fitness with these heavy hammers that I previously didn't have, or have a lot of focus on the light hammers in previous years. So hoping to find a little bit more of that balance to once again solidify some technique and some special strength for next year. Or later this year. Once again, hopefully that still happens. This is actually my 9K slam session, and right here, this is my 9K personal best throw. It was a really tough day. Like I had a lot of close throws, a lot of consistent throws at a personal best already, but I still couldn't quite hit that big throw, and that's what this was right here. That's why that giant yell and his hat throw and all that stuff is kind of dramatic, but hit that big PB with the 9K. And looking to add on that a little bit more in this current cycle right now as I make this video. So from there, moved on to, once again, something new that I haven't done since I've been at the Olympic Training Center, throwing a 10K hammer. Once again, part of the training plan is to try to throw that 10K to make that 9K feel a little bit more manageable and less like I'm getting totally destroyed by it. Hopefully with the newfound general strength I have in the weight room with the 10K, with the 9K, all that stuff, like I said, it's kind of coming together pretty good. Yeah, so same thing. I haven't thrown the 10K since 2017, or yeah, 2017. My bad. All my years have been off during this video, but 2017 I threw the 10K a lot. I think like 3-4 cycles, and my personal best back then was like 57 meters. And in a matter of the first 2 or 3 training sessions with the 10K, I managed to PB by like 2 meters or something like that, which just goes to show that you don't need to throw something to necessarily get better at it. I just became a better overall hammer thrower, better technique, a little bit stronger, all that stuff. Just kind of built up over time. So same thing, couldn't really hit a big PB with this 10K, but once again, that's kind of what I guess next year is for. My best throw was I think just over 60 meters with the 10K. Yeah, so couldn't quite hit what I wanted to. Once again, I think the 10K is a good correlation. I get about 15 to 16 meters from my 10K to my 16-pound hammer, at least session within the session. So I don't know what that means necessarily from training block to training block, but yeah, so didn't quite put things together with the 10K, but with it being the first time that I've thrown it in 3 or 4 years, I kind of expected that, and then I think next year I will be able to put something together and maybe go big and hit something like a, I don't know, we'll just not leave any judgment on that and just let it be. We'll see what happens. And yeah, same thing for the 16. During this 10K and 16 training block, the 16 felt so crisp. To throw a 10K hammer and then drop to a 16-pound, 7.26 foot hammer, I thought was going to be super tough. But for whatever reason, my body just it took to it very well. Back when I did throw the 10K a lot in 2016, 2017, it was one of those things where I used the 10K to pair with the 16 a lot, so I guess it kind of did work out, but I didn't expect it to work as good as it did now. But I guess that's kind of a sign that once again, just my improvement of a hammer thrower in general. My technique is better, my feeling's better, I'm much more relaxed, I work more with the hips than I do the arms and shoulders now. So this is kind of my pre-meet, or pre-slam session, taper, whatever you want to call it, with the 2.26K and 10K. Couldn't really quite put together what I wanted, but it doesn't really matter. So what you guys are seeing here is that slam session with the 10K and the 7.26. The 10K felt super good, super long, super patient, super relaxed, super powerful, but just like missing like that finish. That happened so many times during this training session. Very frustrating, but it was literally, I think, like the day or two after this, or day or two before this, where they canceled or postponed the Olympics. And I'm trying to take that as a blessing as best as I can, and really treat it as more time to figure these things out, because like I said, a lot of close throws here, but not quite the big thing that I was really looking for just yet. And then once again, these 16-pound throws, super easy, super long, super relaxed, super reactive. Really, really solid stuff here. Once again, super excited. I was super excited to compete, because what I'm doing in March of this year is better than anything I've ever done before in my life. So yeah, so excited for the season. And then this final throw right here is actually my 7.26K personal best, flat out. One of the best feeling throws in my life. Most effortless thing I've ever done, I think, ever. And poetry in motion, if you will. I don't know. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The throw before this was also a personal best, but it was much more effortful. So I was like, I didn't think I had anything left in the tank. So I took one more throw and just relaxed and grooved it in, and I was so surprised, so surprised. So yeah, that's it for the video, I guess. But that's kind of what I've been up to the past few months. Now I'm, like I said, finding a way to continue to train. As you guys can tell, I'm not at the Olympic Training Center. They closed down our facilities earlier this week because so like I said, coronavirus. So had to relocate. Got a nice little private throwing area, private lifting area. Finding a way to get things done. Where there's a will, there's a way. I know it's tough for a lot of you guys out there, just like it is for me. But if you guys want to find a way to train, find a way to get better, if you try hard enough, you can find something. You can find something to improve, and you can change your nutrition, your mobility, your recovery, all that stuff. It's kind of the stuff I try to preach all the time. Is there's always more than one way to improve. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on in my life. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I just want to take this 1 minute to kind of plug my coaching services. Go to my website, SeanDonnelly.biz. I have coaching services. I can write throwing programs, lifting programs. I can just coach you on technique, whatever you guys need. I know a lot of you guys out there are without coaching during this time because seasons got canceled and you got facilities shut down and stuff like that. But I guess it's kind of a shameless plug, but yeah, I'm here to help you guys if you need. I can, like I said, write throwing programs, write lifting programs, and help you guys out during this crazy time. But that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, this is the end of the Tokyo 2020 training vlog. This is the last training vlog episode that I will release for this year, for this season. I plan on starting back up eventually in the fall. Who knows? I will release some YouTube videos because I do enjoy making these videos for you guys. But just want to let you know that there will be no more training vlogs consistently for this year. I may post random training sessions. I may post maybe a training recap again, just like this, of the past few cycles that have gone on. I don't know. We'll see. But just kind of taking a break for now, trying to find some sense of normalcy, trying to find a sense of balance in these crazy times, which I've said about 20 times during this video. So, thank you for watching. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, share it with a friend, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram. I would appreciate it. Yeah, comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to see anything else specifically. I don't know. Like the video, subscribe if you're new here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it. I'm trying to kind of build some things up over the next 6-7 months to, I don't know, just build something good for the throwing community. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Sean Don, peace and out. Until next time. It may be a while. I miss you guys.